Hello, welcome to Living in the New Consciousness. I'm your co-host, Amanda Masters. I've got Rebecca Cohen here, who is my co-host here on Living in the New Consciousness. We also have an awesome special guest today, Miss Alyssia. She's been a very important and powerful part of Awake TV since its inception last year. So very excited to have you ladies on. Good morning or good afternoon, Chris and Rebecca. How are you doing?
I'm doing great today. So happy to be on. We got a special guest, a special topic, and I'm ready to get going.
Woo-hoo.
Good morning. I'm excited to be here. It's a big project, and I really respect what you ladies are doing. So I'm excited.
Yay, wonderful. Well, so let's talk about what that project is, Miss Chris. You came into my heart space right away when I was started to tune into what was important for today's show. And today's show, especially Valentine's Day being yesterday, all about love. Yesterday was a celebration of Love Day. And, you know, no matter what kind of relationship you're in, it's most important about regarding the relationship within yourself. It's specifically about the masculine and feminine energy integrating so that you feel whole and in oneness as who you are. And you immediately came in as like, hi, I want to be a part of this tomorrow, because you were on this path of self-love, self-healing, self-worth through this the extremes you've been a part of in the government here in the United States. You were in the military for a number of years, and then you are now contracting with your wonderful husband, working with government entities, contracting, training personnel, etc. So you've been in this male-dominated world for so many years, and you've been through a lot during that time. And now you're more in a space of wanting to heal and forgive and raise the vibrational frequency of consciousness of integration within oneself, whether you're male or female. So today's topic, everyone, is about this intense pain in the collective around equality of women in the workplace and equality of women in the government entities of the world that run our world. We talk about being in the Aquarian age. We talk about raising in vibrational consciousness. We talk about equality. One of the most important ways that we need to shift this consciousness, and this isn't just having more women in government or more women, it's about within every man, that integration of masculine and feminine, that equalizing of energy. Without that possibility, the rising of the feminine, the raising of vibrational frequency, the true neutrality of nature when the masculine and feminine energies are integrated will not happen without looking at this and being able to start shifting this distortion in the collective. It's a massive distortion that, like you said, Chris, has been coming into place for, it's been, the dark ages, went through the dark ages. This is thousands of years of female oppression. Who knows how many years? I mean, we're throwing out thousands. We're talking linear time, everything simultaneous, ultimately multidimensionally. And though this is a long period of time. Now, because everything is simultaneous, multidimensionally, we have the opportunity to grab the higher frequencies of energy today and blanket the planet with that vibration and really milk Mother Gaia's nature of equality and synergy and maximizing alignment, because that is in our consciousness. That loving consciousness is available to us, right? If everything's truly now, in the now moment, and linear time is only constructed by us humans in the 3D paradigm, we ultimately have the ability to pull in the perfection of anything that we want now, because it's all available in here. So in order to raise to the 5D consciousness and raise our vibrational frequency, we need to work on what are those solutions. what is the possibility of integration of masculine and feminine? So you are a power player, Chris. I've been, connecting with your energy and working with you for so long. You are here as a massive energy to shift things on a global scale. So I'm excited to have you here today. And I just want to, both of you can say a brief hello and anything you're getting from what I'm saying, and then we'll do a quick grounding meditation.
What I'm hoping to see today, and what's really, really resonating with me, is that idea of the masculine and the feminine balanced inside each of us. There's that for both males and females. This is not something that you have to be a male or a female to recognize the other side. You have both sides equally inside of you, and honoring that is so, so powerful. So I love that. I'm very much resonating with that message.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. What about you, Rebecca?
I'm just getting that it's about each of us. I mean, the healing will happen today. A massive opening and shift will happen to allow this rising of the energy to happen. But then it's up to us to empower ourselves to accept this shift and make the shift and create the shift.
Beautiful. Wonderful. So with that being said, we're going to do a quick guided meditation. I was in the process of putting this out everywhere here. So let's go ahead and ground this energy just for a quick few minutes. We're going to bring everyone connected in and who will watch this in the future. We're going to ground and bring synergy in here. I just feel just massive waves of energy coming in right now. So I want everyone to begin by taking breaths deep into the belly. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Ground that energy and vibration. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. Release, relax, release, relax. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. Release, relax, dropping those shoulders, relaxing that energy. Allowing this beautiful higher vibrational frequency of light and energy to come in now. This massive energy wanting to come through to support us today in this vibrational shift of consciousness. I now want you to imagine yourself as a beautiful ball of light energy floating right out in front of your heart chakra. This beautiful ball of light energy, we're now going to connect into the core of Mother Earth and up to creator space. We're going to bring it in through your heart chakra, solar plexus, sacral chakra, root chakra, upper legs, knees, lower legs, feet, down through the floor, down through your earth chakra, down through the crystalline caves, all the way down to the core of Mother Gaia. As it lands in the core of Mother Gaia, it expands out in all directions, beyond the vibrational frequency of Mother Earth, connecting in with the star systems from which your soul has journeyed, picking up those healing vibrational tools and energy, really high frequency support energy now. Allowing your energy also to connect in with the ancient tree root systems of vibration. All tree roots are interconnected through Mother Gaia, so to connect that energy in with the tree roots, all in throughout Mother Gaia, allowing that energy to resonate strong through your vibrational being. Allowing the sacred springs of water of Mother Gaia to also penetrate your roots as they are connecting in with the ancient energy, knowledge, information, healing vibrational frequencies of the tree root systems. I'm feeling the energies of the inner planes of Mother Gaia, these sacred vibrational energies that are of all different kinds of beings and vibration that are here to support Mother Gaia and the balancing of everything in, on, and around Mother Gaia now, allowing that vibrational energy to connect in as these beings are here, these ancient beings that are in the planes of the earth, of Mother Gaia, wanting to be here and support today, of this vibrational shift in the distortion of the field. We are here in the perfection and divine energy of all, the white light frequency that allows us to step into the oneness of who we are. It's about raising our vibration right now, to elevate into the oneness and bring that in so that all beings can experience that in their heart space now and resonate the higher vibrational frequencies of energy. I'm going to bring the beautiful ball of light energy that is us back together again. We're going to come up from the core of Mother Earth, up through the crystalline caves, up through our earth chakra, up through the floor, feet, lower legs, knees, upper legs, root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye, crown chakra, breaking up through the crown chakra, move through the planes of the universe to connect with Creator. Move up through white light, dark light, white light. We'll move up through what I call the rainbow band of colors, the universal laws of energy, into iridescent white light. We have now entered Creator space, opening our crown chakra fully to these high vibrational frequencies of energy in the oneness, in the quantum, in the knowing that all that is in balance and resonance. We're going to bring that energy, that blinding white light energy, down through our cylinders of light, down into the crown chakra, third eye, throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus, sacral chakra, root chakra, upper legs, knees, lower legs, feet, down through the floor, all the way down to the core of Mother Earth, allowing that energy to flow in high vibrational resonance and frequency as we are opening to these master guides, angelic beings, to help shift the distortion of the field. As we come together in heart coherence, these waves of energy and vibration move across the geomagnetic field of Earth that is a Schumann resonance, raising the vibrational frequency of consciousness, bringing us into a higher elevation of love, consciousness, and light. As we bring our energy back down into our physical body, we're going to drop back down into crown chakra, third eye, throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus, sacral chakra, root chakra, all the way down to the core of Mother Earth. I now want you to begin rotating your ankles, lower legs, wrists, neck, and head. Allow yourself to come back into the physical body fully now. And I count from 1 to 5. You're going to wake up and open your eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wake up, come back into the physical body now. Open your eyes, come back into the physical body. As we're dropping back into the physical space, it's our higher vibrational frequencies of light. How are you ladies doing?
It was beautiful.
Intense energy. Even before, like the minute you started, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good.
And fun.
Yeah. Very, very powerful vibration. It's just, I mean, it's here, it is on. It's like, this is major, here we go. You know, we're just opening to it. We're opening to our own possibilities of full integration and love within ourselves, which is an incredible feeling and resonance. And I want to thank you, Chris, here for being here today, because your energy is very similar to Kim Tabut's and mine, as in it holds space for Mother Gaia. So there's two like energies of massive container holding space today, which is really beautiful. So with that being said, would you have anything to say, Rebecca, before Chris tells us a little bit of why?
I would love to do an opening of the actual path session first. And we're going to do it by creating our dream. And what the session will do is it'll align us to the dream. So from my words, the dream is the balance and the empowerment of the masculine energy and the feminine energy within us, and the oneness of both of those to rise, so that as we shift, the world shifts. So I'm going to open a portal of manifestation.
Ooh-wee.
And I'll hand it back to Chris to tell a little bit about her story she'd like to share.
Cool. I'm all floaty now, but so Rebecca, what you said about the dream of merging the masculine and feminine, it's only been recently that I realized my entire life, my life's journey has been that, finding a way to do that. I came into this life with a very, very dominant masculine energy. I picked planets that were very masculine. So I came in always feeling like something was wrong with me as a female, that I was too masculine to really fit in with the females, but I was never masculine enough to be one of the boys. But all of my talents also lay in that masculine world, which is what led me to join the Air Force when I got out of school. I had this burning desire to save the world, but I wasn't a healer. I was a savior. I was a protector. I'd always been a protector. So I joined the military and used that very left-brained analytical side of me for work. I did very well in the military, but I also noticed this pattern of butting heads with people that just kept coming to the forefront. I would be one of the boys, and I was in a male field for the most part. I would be one of the boys until I wasn't, until I fought back, until I tried to stand in my own power on something. And then immediately I would end up on the outside again. So when I left the military, I stayed with the government because I wanted to continue to serve. The jobs were always a natural fit for me. The environment was a natural fit for me. But I constantly ended up butting heads with people to the point where in the government, I had a sexual harassment issue with a supervisor of mine. And when I stood up for myself, I was blacklisted. I had very respected leaders who had been in the government for 20, 30 years, banding together to shun this young woman who was working in their midst and really making it their business to make me miserable so that I would quit. And I was shocked that that male dominated energy was so ingrained in the system that I had no defense. I not only couldn't stand in my own power as a female, because that energy is shunned, but I couldn't stand as a female with my masculine energy either. They did not want me there. They didn't want my energy there. And I ended up resigning, and I lost a 15-year career because the energy became so toxic. So really coming to terms with the fact that I could be both male and female energetically and honor those two parts of me is my life mission. I have had a very tough time doing that. And especially in these energies of the government that are so stagnant. They have been masculine for so long that they don't want to change. That energy, that power is there, and it's got a very firm grasp. So anybody that comes up and is against that energy will eventually be chased out. And that's what happened to me. And I've seen it happen to many of my friends as well. So that's coming to terms with that and healing has been a very long path. How do you heal from really being alienated and essentially tortured for weeks, for years, because you're a female, because you're a female that was strong?
I'm seeing so much fear in the men's eyes as we're talking about this. So much fear of this dynamic, powerful, as you say, both male and female energy in their midst, unable to classify energetically who you are, and therefore a conflict arising from the inability to put you in a box and figure you out.
Absolutely. And they're so used to ignoring their own feminine side. I mean, feminine doesn't mean girly. It's the receptive versus it's the yin, the yang, the give and the pull, receive and give. It's so ignored in every way, shape, or form. You cannot have emotion in the government. You cannot show emotion. If you're too aggressive as a female, there's something wrong with you. If you're too emotional as a female, there's something wrong with you. There's so much weight there. I can't say they. We dishonor ourselves in that world in order to survive it, in order to assimilate into that energy. And it's heartbreaking to see. It's heartbreaking to have gone through it. And part of my healing path has been to help other women who are going through that, because the processes are not in place to help them. So that's something that I do on the side. And I've had many, many female friends who left the government around the same time I did. They just hemorrhage strong women, and they don't understand why. It's still a male-dominated field because they hemorrhage females. But the core of the problem is that unwillingness to see that it's a problem, and the unwillingness to see the beauty and the strength in that feminine. If they were to do that, it would almost crumble their entire castle down.
That's the fear.
Yes, it's the structure that they've created that will shift, that is shifting, and it's shifting for the balance and the peace for all.
Yeah.
And I believe that we can harness this chaotic energy that you've experienced and shared so beautifully with us, and really touched me when you were talking, because I don't always understand. I don't always understand. And as you were talking, I really understood what you were talking about. But sometimes I see this chaotic force of energy, and we can harness it, and we can make a shift. And then the shift doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be the crumbling. It can be the sort of gentle force shift that everybody's awareness has been lifted. The vibration is higher. We release some of that fear, and then the shift is just happening. And I'm feeling that we're taking all this chaotic energy and we're shifting it into a gentle force of change.
That's beautiful. That's that feminine energy. And you're absolutely right. That fear for so many people is that it's going to be a masculine type of shift, which is strong, aggressive, and quick. But it's not. It's a female shift. It's flows. It's gentle. It's receptive. That's a beautiful, beautiful way to describe it.
And when you were talking about it, I got the chills. So that is the shift that we're creating. So I'm going to use my system, the Path to Heal, here a bit. I'm going to go into my protocol, and I'll be muscle testing this to see where we're going to create this incredibly powerful but gentle shift. And I'm taking us into one of my books, Sound Medicine. So sound is one of the most easy ways, in a sense, to raise the vibration gently. And I'm just going to go into my book. I'm muscle testing where to take us. Everybody take a deep breath. I'm being taken to something called imbalances. And in order to balance some of these imbalances, we use planetary tuners. Somehow, by balancing out the planets with these tuning forks that are attuned to the vibration of the different planets, we can make these gentle but massive shifts. I'm also taking a magnet. I have a piece of paper that I've been writing notes on as we've been talking. And if I put a magnet on that piece of paper, and I'm going to put it on the heart chakra on the paper, then it's going to allow the energy of sound to really go in and find that distortion. And these tuning forks are so pure that they're just raise your vibration vehicles. They just are. So I just have to see exactly. It's very interesting because the energy I was brought to and I'd really be interested to see if either of you get anything on this, is abandoned by mother or absent.
I was, I had an abusive mother, and she chose drugs and alcohol as a pathway through her life, and it was very, very painful for my sister and I. So we grew up without that mother energy.
Okay, so thank you for sharing that. So what I'm sensing also is everyone in the military, in one way, shape, or form or another, everyone in government work, no, I'm getting everyone in the military has a sense of abandonment of the mother. So if we can balance that energy, and what I'm using is I'm using my Venus tuning fork, which is a very beautiful high vibrational tuning fork. I'm just going to play a recording of it because in this space it's a little hard to pull out all the tuning forks. But you'll hear this beautiful vibration. And I actually have to use this to balance the energies of the planet Venus to the planet Earth. So that was the first thing that I had to balance. Oh, and then we have to pull out, to do more of this, an azurite crystal. You can see just the small little, these specks of azurite. And I'm putting it again on the sheet that represents all of us. And it's still a balance that I'm going to be doing with the tuning forks. The next thing I'm getting, and this time I'm going to use my earth tuner. And this is interesting. Actually, it's the sun tuner. And what I'm getting, possessiveness. So I find that very interesting given how you describe that, you know, your energy, which is so badly needed, representing this female-male combo energy that we're all striving for. You know, you're just there sooner than the rest of us, in a sense. That that's such a foreign object in a way, and that's where the possessiveness comes in. So to balance that, I'm going to use my sun tuner, and again, balance Venus and Earth energy. Okay, so that is the first balancing I had to do with my tuners. And next.
So I had a strong pull on the in the heart when you, even before you said possessiveness, I got like a ping in my heart that said that was that it's like time is slowing down right now. I can kind of see the particles moving.
I love that. You know, there's something about the way these gifts were given to me. I can't always see and feel because I have to do. And so when other people feel this with intensity, it's just very, it's validating, and it just feels good. So I appreciate that. And I'm going to pick an angel card now. And the angel card is Brachial. So this is a deck of, I'm not showing it well. This is a deck of biblical angels. And see, the interesting thing about these biblical angels is they have no form. They just have symbolic imagery. And with you being a sacred geometrist, So you can see these are pictures, but the angels don't necessarily come to us. In the Old Testament, the angels don't come in the form of what we now think of as an angel. So there's something important about that lack of masculinity and femininity. We've assigned it to the angels, but in their truest form, they're a blend, they're balanced. And so this angel Barakiel, I bless and protect you as you discover that absolute bliss is absolute truth. Can you relate to how this relates to this issue, Chris? Absolute bliss is absolute truth.
Oh, absolutely. And in the possessiveness as well, we fight so hard to hold on to these lies because they're what we know. It's what we've built these patterns, and we don't understand how much freedom comes with the truth and with just letting go. And this is a message I've been getting very heavily from Spirit, is stop trying. You don't have to do anything. The feminine energy is about allowing. Stop holding so tightly to what you think the truth is, because the freedom that comes with just letting go it's intense, and I can feel it in moments. I can feel it for moments at a time, and I'm building to have those moments last for the rest of my life.
And they will, because we're doing all of this, because we're waking up and we're working together. So I'm going to pick the next card.
The symbol on that card, does it have a star and a circle in it?
You know what? It's the same symbol. Let me see if I can, above my head, but you may not be able to see it. But let me pull it out again. It does. It has a star and a circle and a sort of form that looks sort of feminine on it.
I don't know if you can see this, and I got to turn my wrist right. It's a circle with a star inside, and then the Celtic cross going around, which is the infinity. So,
okay, so this is really funny, and I have to share. It's a wonderful synchronicity, and I have to share that this symbol with what you just talked about was given to me a couple of years ago when people in one of the classes I was teaching got the message, we are the seventh angel. And we looked up the seventh angel because we didn't know what that was. And it's in Revelations, and it's about healing the world, bringing heaven on earth, healing the planet. And so I know that that is my work. But when I work with other people from Awake TV, they're so clearly the seventh angel too, bringing this healership right now to the planet. So I love the fact that your symbol is so similar, and I'll post this underneath our Awake TV. You know, when we announce what this session is about, I'll post this so everyone can see the seventh angel symbol, so that everybody can feel a part of this energy. Anybody who is watching this is here to heal the world.
I feel like too, I wanted to put this up on Facebook, and I'm going to premiere it as just a show on Facebook too, because this energy, this is so important right now. And it's directly related to self-love consciousness. It is like, you know, it is totally in alignment with the number one reason for our raising, for our awakening.
Well, self-love consciousness, the only truth I received when I received the system is self-love is the only path to heal. So that's it. So easy and so hard at the same time. But it's the same thing that you're saying. And it's the same thing. To feel self-love as yourself in an environment that was so toxic for you, such a challenge. But somehow we're shifting all of that.
And there's this aspect of detachment, being able to be a witness of what took place
Mm.
and not still living in that lower vibration, being able to witness it, understand it, and support the evolvement of it. We can, at any given moment in time, we can shift our history. We can shift, because everything ultimately is multidimensional in the now moment. Everything is energy.
Mm.
It can
Yes, and that is what my system does, which is so beautiful the way you said it. We observe the lower vibrational energy so that we can understand it, so that we can shift it. And each one of us in our own, so I was a banker in a major bank. I was a senior vice president in banking, and so I witnessed this energy, this male, female. There's a lot of me that loved working in that energy. A lot of, eventually, it was not the right energy for me anymore. So all of us have this experience, this witnessing that you just said, Amanda, that's so beautiful.
Yes, and this is the ability to have compassion for the witnessing of of suffering, maybe even an aspect of yourself that has been suffering, and wanting and knowing that it will raise in frequency as you are witnessing it, understanding that these are beings that ultimately will raise in frequency as well as we shift consciousness.
Yes,
So,
they can't help it. As soon as, I did a show yesterday, and it was very clear that this concept that if I hold no fear, nobody around me can hold fear.
Mm.
So if somebody presents you with a problem, if you stay in compassion, nobody around us can be anything but compassionate towards themselves.
and I want to say to you, Chris, I've known you, what I've seen is that when you go into this space, these government spaces, and do your work, you're such a bright light. And we've talked about that from the beginning, about spreading the light, spreading love. And that ability to be that, hold that space of compassion, and be the light is still your role.
Yeah.
It's still your role, and it's extremely important. And your energy vibration is very powerful. And so to be able to hold space in a place of compassion is extremely important as you heal. And we are all in support of that process and that energy, because there's an aspect of you that likes what you're doing there. You like what you're doing with your husband. You like creating training and training people on this, and helping them in that way. And so it's sharing that light in the work.
Absolutely.
It's really important. And how, Rebecca, we shift that energy within ourselves, right? So there's a pain in here, and how to shift that energy in here.
I think that's why I started coughing when we got closer, because I think that there's a pain in each one of us, and there's a resistance. And when I do path sessions, I usually find out and have to name the resistance, and I'm not getting that we have to do that today, but we are shifting the resistance. But I'm curious as to why we are, even clearly me too, because I felt it in my body, this resistance of blending the masculine and the feminine and being balanced. I mean, we can still be feminine and masculine and all those things. So my curiosity hat just came on and said, why are we so resistant to that? What is the fear? I'm going to read this card because I picked it, and I don't know what it says yet, but it might answer the question. The angel is Zafkiel. And And this is a symbol, which is really interesting, that I use, this rainbow symbol, which is interesting in and of itself, given everything that we're talking about. But this rainbow symbol I use to also reflect Ho'oponopono, with peace begins with me and no one else. I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. So as each of us forgives ourselves, and then we shift. That's all. We just have to do it inside here, which is what we're doing today. Okay, so here it is, what the card says, and this is the Angel's Afghel. I am here to inspire you to be completely compassionate to yourself. That's what Amanda was saying. This will allow you to use your talents to their fullest. I open your brainwaves to your brilliance. I am your magic, and this is what we're afraid of. We are afraid of the masculine feminine blend because that's when our absolute brilliance, when we're most imbalanced, we're most brilliant. And so the fear is, what happens when we're this brilliant? It's new, it's different, it looks different, it's not afraid, and yet we're afraid of
well, it is a shedding of the formal labels. It is a shedding of the stories and allowing the new to come in. And you have to ask yourself, am I truly ready for that? Because it can feel like walking through the tunnels in the dark, feeling your way along, not knowing when when the light's going to enter. It can feel like walking across the bridge in the fog, not knowing where the other side is or if you're going to reach it. And so you have to pull on trust. And you have to remind yourself that there's this aspect of you that is already divine perfection. It is actually the truth of you. And when you call that in versus this 3D linear existence of when is it going to get better, or when am I going to feel better, or when is it, when you pull that directly in, there's an opportunity for alchemizing at a much faster pace so that you are comfortable quicker with the new.
For me, it's definitely all of those things, as well as the fear of what's going to be required of me at that level. You know, am I worthy of really embracing that much power and that much of a divine mission? And that's always a big fear.
And on some level, I think you know that you are.
Yeah.
And that's why you're doing what you do.
You can't help it. She can't help it. She can't help it. Archangel Michael. So I'm wearing blue. You're wearing blue. He is a very powerful force in my life. He's been a very powerful vibrational energy, and he is for you as well. And that is the force that will bring that magnificent, graceful power forward to continue this mission, to continue this project as one of many. Right now, it's just like at the forefront. He is there. It's calling on him 24/7 to support the energy of moving forward, because you're in a very unique space. And I am as well at my work. And she was, which is very interesting, Rebecca, that you being in the position you were at the bank. I mean, that's also completely masculine dominated. So that's very interesting. We are in that moment where our souls made a choice, or so we're not going to ever be handed something we can't handle. So we're in that space of stepping forward. I mean, I know I've been scared to death in moments through the process of this network's forming and all these different moving parts and pieces. Oh my goodness. Facing the biggest fears in moments, let me tell you. And you move forward into the next space. You move forward into the next space. And before you know it, that former energy, it has disintegrated. And it's a very interesting path, you know. And so what I see with you is Archangel Michael, that energy and vibration is so powerful, because you are here and you are massive energy, a force to help shift the consciousness of this planet. There's a reason why your soul chose this path. You know, it's very extreme, and then it's government, government, government. It's like military, and now government contracting. There's a reason, you know, and you're strong, and you're very physically, you know, tall and strong, and there's a reason why all these things are happening. And we're here as a family to support each other in that too. Absolutely. You know, this is completely global.
So I found myself needing to pick up a purple fluorite. It's something that just looks black on here, but when you look in the light, it has all those beautiful fluorite qualities. And one of my books, Crystal Medicine for the New Age, and the reason it's for the new age is it's for this more compassionate age that we're working on bringing in. And I want to read to you what it's about, because I get that it would be great for anyone who's watching this to help us, but I have to look it up before I can give you the reason why. And it's any fluorite. I don't think it has to be purple. So if you have a piece of fluorite, okay. So when I wrote this book, it was more or less channeled in with what the properties going into the compassionate age are. So it's not necessarily what you would find in another crystal book. So I'm going to do the spiritual opening. So holding this on my second chakra, which is the sexual chakra, the creative chakra, the blend of masculine and feminine. So this is my highly functioning nervous system easily manages my body and my life. I am productive, happy, and fulfilled. Mm. So this is sort of saying our nervous systems found it more comfortable to be in traditional masculine or feminine roles based on our gender. And this is sort of asking our nervous systems to reprogram themselves a little bit with the help of the fluorite to find it easily as manageable to be more balanced, masculine and feminine. But it's actually a nervous system shift that we're doing. So I'm taking this fluorite and I'm making the infinity symbol so that we can go in right now and do that alchemy on our nervous systems, so that the shift to feel comfortable in a less identified, more blended spiritual being without changing who anybody is. Because we don't have to give up anything to be more blended. We just receive more. We get to be equally compassionate and strong, equally bold and loving. That's the brilliance. And there's nothing given, just received. Nothing given up is what I meant to say.
That's a very profound message for me, and one that really helped with my healing was, I thought to be more spiritual, to honor my feminine, that I would have to leave the military and the government. And I juggled with that for a long time. I was like, I always felt like there was two parallel sides of me and they couldn't merge. And that was one thing when I started working with Amanda, realizing that I was exactly where I needed to be with the government and in the military, but I needed to still honor that spiritual, light, feminine side of me in those spaces. You know, the women who are drawn to those worlds are exactly where they're meant to be, but they have to be themselves. They have to still honor themselves and not water it down because it's scary. And the same things with men. You have to honor yourself in the spaces that you're called to be. And it is incredibly scary. But I got this saying from Spirit this last week. If you have unconditional self-love in your heart, there is no room for heartbreak.
Ooh.
Same message. We're all getting it.
Right?
So beautiful.
Amen. There's only compassion. If there's only self-love, then there's only compassion for things that happen that are not in alignment, not heartbreak. Oof.
Yeah.
Ah.
So the whole session is giving me chills.
I want to say something along those lines of being able to be in your feminine or who you truly are, no matter what your environment is. At my place of business, I started doing guided meditation a while ago. And things are not always what they appear. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. But I had a male boss who had been there for 40 years, about to retire, start talking about Eckhart Tolle. He was quoting Eckhart Tolle one day, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? And so I invited in this conversation about how I'm into all that stuff and meditation. He's like, well, why don't you do meditation here for us? And it's like, this guy had been in construction for 40 years, and he had risen to the highest level he could in our company. It was just shocking. It's like, wow, this is amazing. So sometimes you just don't know.
Because everybody has everything. And are they
Yeah.
comfortable sharing?
Yeah. And, what you focus on can sometimes come forward. So being that light, that beacon that you are, it has been changing things and will continue. Will continue. Absolutely. It's very important, actually. Extremely important work.
Yeah.
I'm going to close the Path to Heal session with the energy of pure love.
Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca, for that extremely high vibrational frequency of love consciousness that you brought forward through your path today. Holy moly. Really beautiful. Thank you so much for your dedication and your work. It's so important to this planet. And Chris, I want to say thank you so much, sister, for coming on today and speaking your truth. And, being brave in your energy and sharing your path and your light and holding space for the whole planet.
Thank you. And thank you both for having me on. It's something about the teachers of Awake TV coming together. It's a tribe that we've been missing for lifetimes that's finally coming back together. My God, it feels so good every single time.
Getting the chills. You're so right.
These are really important. And I want to, definitely talk more about those things, even doing Facebook Lives of this stuff, together too. It's really important so that people can interact quickly. Well, with that being said, I've thoroughly enjoyed today. Just such important work and shifting consciousness. And what I do know is this energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It just expands. So what we've created today expands in the space and allows for energy. All of you out there watching Awake TV, we have almost 900 videos of high vibrational, high valued content on here. Now, 13 weeks born. This energy sits on the platform and it continually emanates love consciousness. All of our teachers are masters on this platform, broadcasting from all different parts of Mother Gaia, and that energy is continually emanating outward in all directions to support the raising of frequency of consciousness, to help all of us shift into a space of self-love and more peace on this planet. I know I want that for myself and for our future. I have 3 young children that, I want them to have a loving place to live when they get older and a beautiful environment to live in. And that's the purpose of Awake TV. So if you're watching this for the first time, check out Awake TV Network. We have so much beautiful, loving content on there to support you and help open the heart space and love yourself and learn to love everything in your environment around you much more so. You can subscribe at any time and check us out. So many beautiful teachers on here. Chris, when is your other show on?
I am on Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Intentionality.
What is intentionality?
Intentionality is proving that the universe is intentional. Everything about the universe is intentional. We are intentional and divine. And I use science and spirituality to prove that every Monday.
It's a pretty magnificent show. She does a ton of research as the analyst brain she is. And she brings this information forward in a very powerful methodological way. Is that a word?
Methodologic. Well, see, now you got me saying it wrong. Yeah, it is a word.
Yeah, you did it right, Amanda. You got it.
Okay. Yeah, and it's very similar to Rebecca and her work. And that's Awake TV has teachers of all different. There's different energies you can connect into. Find your teacher, find your vibration. And Chris is very powerful in her work. So Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific time, you got to check Chris's intentionality out. Rebecca, when is your other show and who's your co-host?
So my show is Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And we do Path to Heal sessions like today, but it's a little bit more from beginning to end. And I have this wonderful co-host, Paula Casella, and she is both a Path to Heal practitioner and a organizational psychologist. So we also work on healing organizations and anything that comes our way.
Beautiful. And you guys had your first episode together yesterday.
Yes, it was all about love because it was Valentine's Day.
Beautiful. And then I have a show, the Elevated Living Show, Monday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time here on Awake TV. And again, we're all just about supporting the raising of vibration on the planet. This is a movement. This is a supporting shift in consciousness for us all. We want to send our love to you from here. And I hope you enjoyed this. Let us know. You can always comment on here. We will definitely be responding to you all. Sending all my love from Awake TV. Thank you again, Miss Chris and Rebecca. Everyone, have a wonderful day. Take care. We'll catch you next Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific. This show and Living in the New Consciousness, 9 a.m. Pacific time on Saturdays. Everyone, take care. Bye-bye.